Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's October 2nd, 2016, week 4 of the NFL season. The game started a little bit earlier this Sunday because the first one was in Wembley Stadium in the United Kingdom, something the NFL's began to do, having games overseas. The Colts lost to the Jaguars 27-30, and I had a sneaking suspicion the Colts might lose this morning because of the significance of both teams becoming 1-3. 1-3 is a lot like the number 13, and this week the AFC South, which the Colts and Jaguars play in, they got the news about star player J.J. Watt being out for the season. I want to show you something about the number 99 and the number 13. If you write out 13, it sums to 99. J.J. Watt, number 99, announced out for the season September 29th, 2016. 129 days before the upcoming Super Bowl. We'll talk more about that. This number 99, this number 13, they are paired together a lot if you study the NFL. Aaron Donald, star defensive player for the Los Angeles Rams, was the 13th overall pick by the team. He wears the number 99. His name equals 99. There's a whole lot of this in history. What it's about is this, the date May 1st, 1776. This is a date with 99 numerology. On this day in history, 13 families established the Bavarian Illuminati, which is a Freemasonry network established right before the American Revolution and credited in the history books with the French Revolution. France, the United States, Great Britain, where the game was today in Wembley, they're all part of this Freemasonic network that is at least in part the Bavarian Illuminati. And they give tributes to 13 and 99 a lot. This is bigger than sports. This is history. This is what happens in the headlines. If you follow my work, you know more about this. Watch my recent video on George H.W. Bush endorsing Hillary Clinton 99 days after his birthday. He was the 41st president. 41's the 13th prime. In the Republican Party, they had the strange endorsement of Ted Cruz endorsing Donald Trump after all the, strife in the media. Also did it by the number 13. So anyway, both teams become 1-3, right? And here's what else you need to know about 13. All year, I've been documenting this pattern between the Colts and the Giants. The Colts and the Giants met in the 1958 championship known as the greatest game ever played. Colts-Giants. This year, Eli Manning is in his 13th NFL season. He earned his 99th win with his second win this season. His star receiver, number 13. There's all these tributes. Go back through my videos, my blog. I've documented so much about the Giants and Colts, stuff going on in the offseason, from the death of Gary Jeter to Zerlon Tipton to the trainer of the Giants, so many more, quoting these same numbers. And, I still am quite confident this is going to end up being the Super Bowl, the Giants and Colts. Of course, no NFL team wants to start off like the Colts, 1-3, all beat up, losing against mediocre teams. It doesn't look good for them at all. But this is a scripted league. We've seen this before with the Green Bay Packers in recent years. Beat up team, not playing well early. Then they put it together mid-season, finished strong, went to the Super Bowl and won it. And I noticed that Andrew Luck and the Packers play on a very interesting date this year, a date with 33 numerology, always number of significance. I'm going to be talking about why I expect the Colts to be 3-3 after they play in Texas 2 weeks from now. But anyway, there's a reason that they're coding 13. Today, the Texans and Titans also play, the other two AFC South teams. And let's not forget that the Tennessee Titans are originally the Houston Oilers. They play today. If the Texans win, they'll be 3-1. The Titans will be 1-3. The whole division will be 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 3-1. Big ritual in numbers. 31 is the 11th prime number, football a game of 11 on 11. Also the reflection of 13. So anyway, sum of 57 points today. Andrew Luck's full name in Pythagorean gematria, 57. Very special number in the NFL. When you write out 57, championship, Super Bowl, they all sum to 131. Last year, ESPN, for almost the entire NFL season on their webpage, had the Minute 31 story of 57 kids named after Peyton Manning from Indiana. Denver Broncos won Super Bowl 33 on January 31st, 1/3/1, 1999, a date with 33 numerology. Anyhow, 37 is the number haunting Andrew Luck all year. If you write out 37, it sums to 57, connecting to his name, connecting to the sum of points today. In week 1 of the NFL season, Andrew Luck and the Colts took a late lead with exactly 37 seconds on the clock. Then Detroit went right down the field and kicked a quick field goal, making the score 37-35. Then, after that, the Colts took a safety, making the score 39-35. Total of 74 points for Masonic. Also, in the offseason, Zerlon Tipton, the former Colts running back, the only player to score in Deflategate, accidentally shot himself and killed himself in Detroit. Safety, game ending with a safety. Indianapolis, where the game was lost, is also on the 39th parallel. Andrew Luck has 39 birth numerology. Anyway, Detroit has gematria of 37. Colts took the lead with 37 seconds left, right where they stopped it. They could have cut it off at 38, maybe even 39, but they stopped it right at 37. Then Detroit takes the lead with 37 points. Today, Andrew Luck loses to the Jags with 30, which has gematria at 37. You see how they're coding this on Andrew Luck? And the number connects back to his name. They were supposed to play in the Hall of Fame game this year. The Hall of Fame game was canceled 37 days before Andrew Luck's birthday. By the way, Zerlon Tipton, who died in Detroit, wore the number 37. Been a whole lot of 37 and Andrew Luck and off-season headlines, which I have on the blog. So anyway, with regards to the greatest game ever played between the Colts and Giants, 1958, 58 years ago, Freemasonry equals 58. This year, the Giants are playing in Wembley Stadium. They're playing October 23rd. You know, Eli in his 13th season, his star receiver, Beckham, number 13. The day that they're playing that game, October 23rd, 2016, that's a date with a life lesson number of 42. NYC equals 42. They won Super Bowl 42 the year they played in Wembley Stadium. If the Giants win Super Bowl 51, if they make it in play and win, they'll be 5-1 in Super Bowls in Super Bowl 51. McAdoo equals 51, hired on a date with 51 numerology. So anyway, J.J. Watt, who wore number 99, again connecting to this 13 connection, he was injured September 29th, 2016, 129 days before the upcoming Super Bowl. America in Jewish gematria equals 129. Andrew Luck has 129 birth numerology, plus he's born September 12th, 12/9. Here's the standings right now in the AFC South. Tennessee, Texans later today. If the Texans win at home, they'll be 3-1. Titans 1-3. That's a likely outcome. Big tribute to 13 should it happen. Again, the Titans are originally from Houston. They were the Houston Oilers. They became the Tennessee Oilers, then Tennessee Titans. So two Houston teams or Houston roots playing each other today. Andrew Luck grew up playing high school football in Houston, where his father was the quarterback for the Houston Oilers. This will be Super Bowl 51 this year. Conspiracy equals 51. Houston Texans equals 51, who's hosting Super Bowl 51. It's also the 47th Super Bowl of the modern era, the first Super Bowl in the 47th season of the NFL. Luck equals 47. Oliver Luck, the small way, 47, the father of Andrew Luck. Luck had 42 attempts today. Blake Bortles, 33. It was also Bortles' 33rd game as the quarterback of the Jaguars. He had 33 attempts. 33, the number of Freemason obsession. Freemason equals 42. Masonry, 33. 33 and 42 attempts. Blake Bortles, he's 24 years old. From his birthday to the game, 157 days or 22 weeks and 3 days. United States equals 157. Playing this sport that represents the United States and the UK, symbolic. 223. Masonic equals 223 in Jewish gematria. The synagogue of Satan. Signature number 223 by this gang. Big win in his 33rd game ever in the United Kingdom. Land of Freemasonry in the 33rd degree. His name, Blake Bortles, sums to 41, which is the 13th prime number. Again, both teams went to 1-3. USA equals 41, 13 colonies, 13 stripes on the flag, 13 years of public school programming. With regards to him being 24, if you write out 24, it sums to 50. If you write out America, it sums to 50, 50 states. If you write out San Francisco, it sums to 50. Super Bowl 50, won by the Broncos with 24 points. The Broncos lost to the 49ers in Super Bowl 24. Last year, 49ers hosting the Super Bowl. Levi's Stadium equals the same thing as Denver Broncos. It's all scripted way in advance. It's all planned way in advance. They build stadium names for who's going to win the Super Bowls there. And the taxpayers pay for the big lie. Blake Bortles' full name in gematria, it breaks down in numerology to 13 too, for more of this 13 ritual. Again, in his 33rd game with 33 attempts, he came into the game 8-24. He's now 9-24. 1-3 on the season instead of 0-3. So, of course, Andrew Luck, who all this is scripted around, the highest paid player in the NFL right now, who's the second highest paid? Eli Manning. And it might be Luck and Manning in the Super Bowl by season's end. All the people who say that the Colts have no chance now, AFC South, weakest division in football, star player out for the Texans, a lot of football to be played, 12 more games. Anyway, look at this. Born and bred to be. Andrew Austin Luck, the small way, sums to 57, which we talked about. The big way, it sums to 192, just like Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck, drafted to the Colts, number 1 overall out of Stanford, sent Manning to play for the Broncos. Once upon a time, John Elway, drafted number 1 overall by the Baltimore Colts, traded to the Denver Broncos. Last year, Andrew Luck with the fake injury after 55 career games. What happened at 55 last year? Elway was 55, the Broncos were 55, and they won the Super Bowl in San Francisco, hosted by the 49ers, when the 49ers beat them in Super Bowl 24, 55-10. Saying all these things before the Super Bowl even played out. I said, watch for all this in the scripting. So Andrew Luck, his name equals 192. Look at his birthday, 912, a reshuffling of these numbers, 12/9. His date of birth, a date with 129 numerology, J.J. Watt, number 99 for the Texans, out 129 days before the Super Bowl in Houston. J.J. Watt plays for the team hosting the Super Bowl, where Luck played his high school ball. If you count the full span of days, it's also 130 days, which is a lot like 13, number 99, out a span of 130 days before the Super Bowl. J.J. Watt in gematria sums to 84, like United States of America, and I bet you anything the Colts go 8-4 the rest of the season, finish 9-7 for the 97th season of the NFL, and I bet you they at least make it to the AFC Championship, sneaking in to the Super Bowl, very likely, in a big upset, the way the Packers did the year where they were beat up, depleted at the beginning of the season. So Andrew Luck, this was his 59th game. 59 is a fateful number. Also part of the reason I was curious to see what was going to happen for Luck. 59, a negative number in this study. He lost in his 59th game. Disappointing. Notice he's sitting at 36 career wins. His next one's 37, the number haunting him. By the way, 37 is the 12th prime number. Andrew Luck wears number 12. First Triple Crown winner in 37 years. It was the 12th ever, American Pharaoh, and I predicted it would happen because of that, because I knew that. 37, 12, plus the rest of the coding. The dates of the races syncing up with American Pharaoh. Anyway, Chicago, 37. And Andrew Luck's game next week is the Bears visiting the Colts. Chicago, the birthplace of football. Andrew Luck going for his 37th win against Chicago. Here's what else is interesting. The date, October 9th, written 10/9, looks a bit like the number 109. 109 is the 29th prime number. Football equals 29. We just saw Ohio also equals 29. Ohio, the birthplace of football. On Thursday Night Football, we just saw the Browns win 22-7 by the numbers. Or not the Browns, excuse me, the Bengals in Ohio. Did a preview before the video saying why the Bengals should win, why it should be a repeat of Thursday Night Football the week before, where the Patriots defeated the Texans by the numbers. Same ritual. Anyway, football, connecting to this date, Chicago, the birthplace of National League football. It's also a date with 55 numerology, the big number last year for the ritual between the Broncos and the Colts. Andrew Luck sitting out with 55 games. Chicago Bears equals 55. Date with 55 numerology, the Bears coming to the Colts. For Andrew Luck's 37th win, I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be written. And then get this. Should Andrew Luck win this game, his 37th of his career against Chicago, the next week will be at Houston, at the Texans, who will be in first place in the conference. Look at this. That game, the date of the game for the Texans, October 16th, to the Super Bowl is 112 days. October 16th. Primetime game, 8:30. Remember, football equals 83 the big way. They say the best draft class ever was 83 for the QBs. John Elway in that class. Kubiak in that class. 83, 8:30, football 83. Colorado equals 83. Peyton Manning born on the 83rd day of the year. Tom Brady born 8/3. Whole lot of 83 in football coding. First Super Bowl, January 15th, 67. Date with 83 numerology. Anyway, from the date of that game in Houston to the Super Bowl in Houston is 112 days. Houston equals 112. Andrew Luck equals 112. Horseshoe equals 112. Peyton Manning threw 112 touchdown passes to Marvin Harrison while he was on the Colts. They put up that stat this year. Last year he won at age 39. Colts play on the 39th parallel. Andrew Luck, 39 birth numerology. Everything in New York coded 39. Every single Super Bowl win by New York has been a tribute to the number 39. Check out my video on that. Mixed it in with A-Rod's retirement. 1 out at third base in the 9th inning, 3-9. Should the Colts go on to beat the Bears and beat the Texans, they'll be 3-3, 33. And go back and look at Texans and Colts box scores in recent years with Andrew Luck. See how many 33-point games. See how many 33 passing attempts. I think it's a tribute to the Oilers that used to be in Houston, who Luck's father played for. Oilers 33, the number of Freemason obsession. Colts looking to be 3-3 after winning on October 16th. And I'll tell you what, if the Colts don't win these next two games, I'm going to be looking more to a repeat of Giants and Patriots. And maybe the read I had on the Colts wasn't that they were going to be successful, but they were going to be used kind of as whipping boys for this Super Bowl up in Houston. But, you know, Andrew Luck, the highest paid player, an attraction. I have a feeling there's a narrative for Andrew Luck this year, and I think it is going to play out as I'm telling you, especially with the win next week and then the one in Houston. And then look at who's right after that. The Titans, originally from Houston, who Andrew Luck's father played for. And with that game, should the Colts win that and become 4-3, remember the word champion equals 43. I don't know if they'll be Super Bowl champions, but I won't be surprised at all if they're AFC champions in the comeback. And remember, don't call it a comeback because it's all scripted. As for Chuck Pagano, he lost today in Wembley on his birthday. He turned 56 years old today. It was his 68th game today. He came in with 67. Now 1-3 on the season. If he wins in Chicago, it'll be his 43rd win with the Colts. And what that makes me think of is Chicago, Illinois, the land of Lincoln. Lincoln born on the 43rd day of the year. Civil War equals 43. Charleston 43, where the Civil War began. Obama's the 44th president, but only the 43rd person to be president. He was elected November 4th, 2008, a date with 43 numerology. Grant Park, where he gave his acceptance speech, equals 43. Remember, there's a lot of connections between football and election and leap year. Football equals 83, election 83, leap year 83. Hillary Clinton born on a day with 83 numerology. The Donald equals 83. A lot of history with football and elections. There's even articles written about it in the mainstream. So anyway, 43rd win for Pagano against Illinois. I see some symbolism there. You know, the 37th for Luck, the 43rd for Pagano. Pagano has more wins because Luck missed games with the injury, you know. Also, if Pagano wins against the Bears and then he wins against the Texans, he'll get his 44th win against the Texans. This year, the Texans host Super Bowl 51 on a date with 44 numerology. The divisors of 44 sum to 84. J.J. Watt equals 84. I think the Colts go 8-4 the rest of the season, possibly winning their next 3, becoming 4-3. Should that happen, they'll probably be tied for first place in the division, you know, with the Texans by that time. So some other interesting things about Chuck Pagano. Chicago, the big way equals 46. Remember, they won Super Bowl in 85. National Football League equals 85. Chicago, the birthplace. The last time a Chicago team won the Super Bowl, the 85 season with Ron Rivera. Anyway, they had the revolutionary 4-6 defense, and they won the Super Bowl 46-10. Ron Rivera last year in Super Bowl 50, the 46th of the modern era. His 85 Bears were 15-1. His Carolina Panthers were 15-1. Levi's Stadium equals 46. Remember, the Panthers beat the 49ers with 46 points this year. Cam Newton got his 46th win. Anyway, Chicago 46, Chuck Pagano 46, Houston, Texas 46. Is Chuck Pagano going to surprise everyone and end up in the Super Bowl? I think it's very likely. The date he was born, Chuck Pagano, date with 91 numerology. 91, Chicago Bears equals 91. We just saw Jason Garrett of the Cowboys in his 91st game get his 47th win against the Bears in Arlington 47. If you sum every number 1 through 13, it totals 91. Another 13 tribute in there. And as for the game being in Wembley Stadium this week, 4 has gematria of 60, like Wembley, London, where it was. AJ Green equals 60. Thursday Night Football was 60 days after his birthday. He had the big game in the win. National Football League equals 85, like Wembley. Houston, Wembley. Colts and Giants playing in Wembley. Are they going to meet in Houston? If I have time, I'll get out a video on tonight's Sunday Night Football. Or no, I'm not even sure what Sunday Night. Oh, it is. Sunday Night Football tonight, I think, is Steelers and Chiefs. And what's interesting about tonight's game is Antonio Brown, number 84. The game comes 84 days after his birthday. The Steelers are 84 years old. United States of America, 84. Chiefs played in the first Super Bowl. I think Antonio Brown's going to do something big tonight. And Monday Night Football, that is Vikings and Giants. And I need to do my homework because I'm not even sure who's at home. But I'll get some videos out. I should have the time. So until next time, True